Well, it's Tuesday, and we all know what that means. So today we're going to review what took place with NWA Powerrr, AEW Dark, and of course NXT. But also going to review a much recent event by GCW that took place early this month called Guilty Conscience. So let's get started with another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up. 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 Get up, get up.
Welcome everybody to Deleted Wrestle Zone. All things that it's pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, Gerard here. So, let's begin with NWA Powerrr. As you know, we're still coming out of the fallout from the two of their biggest pay-per-views that took place 2 weeks ago. Um, right now, they started with the number one contenderships with the tag team titles. Basically, we have Jamie Stanley and El Rudo. Basically, are proving they are the one team that they are the future of the tag team division in NWA. But we don't know that yet until we get a definitive winner who could challenge La Rebelión, who are the current NWA World Tag Team Champions. Now we start with continuing with the tag team tournament. We have Jordan Clearwater and Zion taking on the end, consistent of Odison and Pero. Now this match, I would have assumed because of what took place that Zion might stab uh, Clearwater in the back because Zion took the moment away from Tyrus not too long ago, and now it seems it didn't. But it was a good match. However, it was Pero that pulled off the victory when they pulled the Doomsday device that made the Legion of Doom or the Road Warriors famous. So they continue in this particular match. The end won the match and they continue on. Now, Hawks area are currently right now, they are also involved in the tag team, but however, their issues came around with Colby Corino. As you know, Colby Corino has a problem with PJ Hawks due to the fact that he doesn't consider him as a junior, as a second generation wrestler. However, this is now becoming a feud between the Corinos and Hawks area, our father and son duo, but we'll see what takes place down the line with these teams. Next match, we got Jeremiah Plunkett taking on Judias, who is now the number one contender for the NWA television title. I have to say, this match seems like it told a story how Judias is completely a monster who will do whatever it takes to win to win the title, in which he did exactly what he wanted. He's a monster. So he took out Jeremiah Plunkett until finally he was being confronted by the cowboy, James Storm. So basically, Storm is not afraid of him, but however, do we think he has a chance to defeat him? I don't know. Now the next interview we just saw the implosion of the War Kings, Jack Stane and Crimson. And it appears things are Jack Stane is mostly been focusing on his chances for the another shot of the AEW World Title, which he wants to have under his collection. But however, there's going to be a match between him, between Crimson and Jack Stane the following week, and Jack Stane could not believe that somehow Crimson got over him, and that's pretty much what he was trying to do the entire time. Now, next match we have is a women's match. We have Tootie Lynn, who is a St. Louis native, who right now they're still doing their shows there, taking on Kyrie, uh, Kylie Ray. Now, you would have assumed that somehow Tootie Lynn is going to be the fan favorite to win, but no. This one was pulled off by Kyrie Lee, Ray, who actually won this one. Of course, the people of St. Louis were not happy with this win, but who could blame them? Now, ever since then, Tyrus became the new NWA television champion. Now, this is becoming a very serious. The reason is Austin Idol believes that Tyrus is a true champion. They're looking for ways to cheat their way to in order, and they're denying that these allegations are taking place. But it's not. It seems like that's what they're gunning for, but we'll see where they're going to go with that. Now we got the next match. We have the tag team title tournament quarterfinals. We have Slice Boogie and Marche Rocket taking on Big Strong Pals, Nims and Sour and Hour. What a good match. I have to say, I'm now digging Big Strong Pals. It's a pretty amazing team. And of course, it was them that won the match. I didn't expect them to win it, but they did. Now, we get two interviews coming up from Kyle. First one, we had Marty Bell and Paola Blaze. Now has been told they're going to be in a match coming up soon, but however, if Paola actually pins Marty Bell, they automatically will get a shot of the NWA Women's Tag Team titles, which it could be a problem for Marty Bell and Allison Kay. But the final interview we finally get to hear from the National Treasure and former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. We're talking about Nick Aldis. Now, we haven't heard from him since he lost, but now it appears he's acknowledging his loss and he's giving Trevor Murdoch to know you have a target on your back, protect the title, what I'll mean necessary. But he did state he'll be back for that title, and there's no doubt we could see a rematch for that. So right now, I think we're end with NWA Powerrr here. So let's go with AEW Dark. Alright, so we got AEW Dark. I have to say this opening match was so funny. You got Jason Hotch running away from the Murder Hawk Lance Archer. I thought that was a very good opener because recently we've been seeing each opponent get their asses beat in the locker room and dragged into the ring by, of course, Lance Archer. But this time, Jason tried to be brave enough to handle him, but no. Lance Archer actually put him in a black hole slam, and it was finally over by the time he realized what took place. So Lance Archer won this match with the 1-2-3. That's all she wrote, folks. Next match, we got the Bunny along with Penelope Ford taking on Laney Luck. You can guess right away with this one that the Bunny won, as always, because the alliance between them is still continuing on, despite the fact that they are that the Casino Battle Royale is already over. So we could see more of that coming up soon. Now, the next match, this was something there is no cheering for this one whatsoever. It's Dark Order member versus Dark Order member. We have Alan Five Angels versus Evil Uno. This whole thing has now becoming out of control due to the fact that there's disagreements amongst them over Alex Reynolds, who, well, in the story wise, he walked out, but in life, he left because he needed to be around his wife after she gave birth to his baby. We don't know when he'll be back. I'm expecting that somehow Anna Jay and Tay Conti would try to bring order or something is going to take place. But however, in this particular match, Evil Uno did not want to wrestle Alan Five Angels. He tried to win this quickly as possible so he doesn't have to do any punches. But apparently, Evil Uno won the match, but he's not satisfied with the win, knowing that he did not ask for this. Alan did. But, of course, Alan, he should have kept his mouth shut because he challenged Uno's decision makings. So that's what is going on, and we don't know what's the future state with Dark Order, from what we can tell. Next match, we have Robert Anthony and Sean Dean taking on the returning of the Acclaim. Now, it opened up with the Acclaim, of course, trying to change the rhymings, but however, they went back to their old ways, and I think they were treating that as a joke, but no. But yeah, and I think it was kind of like, okay, it makes perfect sense. But during their match, you can tell that they are back to their winning ways. Will they continue with their feud with Varsity Blonde, since they've been fighting to see who will be the number one contender for the titles? We don't know, but we'll see when we get there. Then we have Joey Janela along with this mystery woman taking on Lee Moriarty. It was a good match. I have to say it told a lot of good sense. But however, it was Joey Janela that won the match to continue on. But however, we just witnessed the return of Sonny Kiss, who we haven't seen for quite some time since Joey Janela betrayed Sonny in order to go on his own. So this is going to be an interesting feud between both Sonny and Joey, but I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Next match, we have Dark Order, Stu Grayson and Colt Cabana taking on, what's his name? RSP Travis Titan. It was a good match because it showed how Stu and Colt are now getting along as a tag team. Normally with Stu, we see him with Evil Uno, but now it appears that they're becoming a stronger unit together. And of course, it was Colt Cabana who picked up the victory with the Chicago Skyline, and it was over the moment it took place. Then we have the main event, the Street 3-strike match. One strike, one pinfall for each strike. Basically 3. One has to be a knockout. One has to be a submission. One has to be a pinfall. It's a pretty unique standard. Diamante won the first strike with a straight up match. Then the second match was done by Big Swole in the submission, and in the final round, it was a knockout when Big Swole used the handcuffs to win the match, and I thought it was a classic. So Big Swole continues to win. Hopefully this feud is over, but it was a very good, interesting AEW Dark. Well, I hate to say this, but however, as you know, things are about to change in NXT. As you know, it's been told they're going to repackage NXT after some people are saying they failed to defeat AEW during the Wednesday Night War. Now, I have to say this particular show for this NXT was really good. I don't know how things are going to be. Those who do know, who watch this channel, should understand. I don't watch Raw or SmackDown anymore. Reason is, I got bored with them. They haven't changed a thing after all these years. I don't know how I would feel about NXT today, how they're going to change it for next week. It's going to be a question that I won't know until I see it. Now you can say to me that maybe I should cut my losses and watch. I would do that. But first things first, I gotta see how this plays out. So that being said, let's review what took place. What I would like to say, it could be the last time we ever see NXT this good as we've seen over time. The opening match was Ember Moon versus Kaylee Ray. I have to say it was a phenomenal match to see Kaylee Ray and Ember Moon. I would love to say Kaylee Ray will play a good fine addition being on NXT. To somehow win the NXT UK Women's title down the line. But however, Ember Moon was not so lucky whatsoever to win this match. But in the interview, she did stated that she's getting tired of losing. She's self-aware that everything has changed. Her tag team partner, who we've seen Shotzi Blackheart is no longer there anymore. So it looks like she could be changing. We don't know what, but this is going to be a very interesting development that's going to take place for Ember Moon. Hopefully, we get to see it sooner. Now, as you know, we have been aware that this coming week we are expecting Index to have their wedding. So they started up with the bachelorette party where it's Indy. But however, Candy was a bit worried about the boys. Now, I'm not married, but of course there's the chance that we'll see men go to the strip clubs. However, I'm going to skip ahead on this one. What happened in the bachelor party was one of the most fun moments. Johnny Gargano told Dexter Lumis he's not paying for it, but it turns out the person who's paying for it was Dexter Lumis' longtime rival, Cameron Grimes. So they added up a truce, and of course, Cameron Grimes organized the bachelor party. So they first go into a go kart area, but the fun part was Dexter Lumis allowed Gargano to win. Second move, they went to one of those axe throwings, and it was a lot of fun. But Dexter Lumis showed um, Johnny how to throw it right. In this process, he's trying to gain his approval. And then, of course, they go to one of those trampolines and fun places. Every movement, it's always been about letting Johnny win, despite Dexter's being. But he had for company not only Cameron Grimes, there was Drake Maverick, Odyssey Jones, and of course Zombie Ref. I thought it was hilarious. But of course, you had Candace and in the spine, but now it appears that Johnny is open up to Dexter. I think he's starting to see maybe Dexter's not so bad after all. Now, this next match, we had Carmelo Hayes versus Santos Escobar. This match came about because Carmelo Hayes won the NXT Breakthrough Tournament. He has a chance to cash in for any title of his choosing, but the title he wants to challenge is the North American title. However, Santos Escobar will not let that happen due to the fact that he wants to obtain that title. So it was more like put up or shut up. However, Carmelo Hayes did an amazing job trying to dodge Santos' moves, trying to study him on match. But however, we all know what's the kind of person he has with Legado, especially the newest addition, Electro Lopez, who of course body slammed Carmelo Hayes to allow Santos to win. However, the feud between Legado and Hit Row is not over yet. Swerve admits that he should have seen this coming with a brand new player in the game, and he was referring to Electro Lopez, who in fact whacked BFAB with a pipe in the abdomen. So basically, this is not going to be a good likely scenario for both teams, which they're fighting for. So we're still waiting what's going to take place. Now, Diamond Mine, as you all know, they introduced brand new guys called the Creed Brothers, Brodus and Julius. These guys are more of the, how do I say, amateur wrestling style, like collegiate style, and that kind of fits in their MO. But they are set to debut their match, and they did, and they had versus Chucky Viola and Paxton Everett. But as you can guess, these guys became dominant to win their match, and that's okay because they need to introduce them properly. Now, General GM made some great news regarding for the NXT Championship, who we all know for a third time Samoa Joe when he wants competition. So the Regal announced for a number one contendership for that, and he picked 4 wrestlers who will compete. We have Kyle O'Reilly, Tommaso Ciampa, LA Knight, and of course Pete Dunne. So these guys are now going to, but each member, except with the exception of Pete Dunne, gave their initial thought about this, and they are all looking forward to having an opportunity to get the NXT title. Kyle O'Reilly, who was so close last time, will get a shot. Tommaso, he wants Goldie back, but LA Knight believes that he is the much bigger superstar who deserves that title. Now, the next match we have is the NXT Women's Tag Team Titles Championship. We got Kaden Catanzaro and Caden Carter. No, Caden Carter, KZ Catanzaro taking on Zoe Starks and Io Shirai. Now, the dynamics between Io Shirai and Starks has not developed much yet, despite the fact that they are the NXT Women's Tag Champions. It kind of fits in. Reason is, Io doesn't like her, but she respects her. But if they lose, there's a chance we could see Io Shirai stab her in the back. But however, there, even though we have seen Catanzaro and Carter become a cohesive unit, Io Shirai and Starks were able to maintain the championships. However, Gigi Dolan, Mandy Rose, and Lane attacked Catanzaro and Carter, sending a message to the locker room, the women's locker room. But however, what does this mean? Will they get a shot of the tag team titles? I don't know. They haven't specified on their goals yet. Now, Frankie Monet, as you know, she believes that her time to become is there to redefine, reshape the women's division. Robert Stone came through and said that the following week she will challenge for the NXT Women's title against Raquel Gonzalez. So this is one of those times where we're going to see what's going to happen. If Frankie Monet is going to be the champion, or Raquel Gonzalez will prove her dominant ways as she's always been. Now, we see the debut of Tian Shan leader Megan taking on Virginia Ferry. To be honest with you, it was very interesting, but at the same time, I don't know. It feels like it was too short. But I did figure out who's Megan behind in real life. I'm not going to reveal too much about that. But I don't know. It's kind of interesting they went fast, allowing for Megan to win the match. And I thought, okay, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I still feel like I need to see more. Now, our main event is for the NXT Tag Team titles between Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan, who have never lost the titles due to the fact that Danny Burch got hurt and they had to strip the titles from them. Taking on MSK, who continues to be disrespected, not being part of the tag team division. I have to say the match was incredible. It showed that MSK, we want respect and we want to do it, to prove it. We can hang with people like you guys. And I think it showed character for MSK. But however, because they won this match, Pete Dunne and Holland destroyed Lorcan and Burch for their failure. What does this mean? Are they out from the little group? I don't know. But we'll see what's going to happen next week because it's going to be interesting. As I said, some changes are going to be taking place next week. I personally am interested to see how it's going to go. But if I don't like it, then that'll be the end of NXT for good. Yeah, it's going to be for good. Okay, the last thing I'm going to review is GCW's Guilty Conscience that took place in Detroit, Michigan. I thought it was a pretty good show. It opened up with a six-way scramble match consistent of Tony Deppen, ASF, Gringo Loco, Jordan Oliver, Starboard Charlie, and Rhino. I thought it was a good opener. I was hoping like guys like Jordan Oliver to win because he's like a fan favorite. Many people like him, but however, Tony Deppen was the one who stole a fast one on this match, allowing himself to win. And of course, many fans don't like that because Tony Deppen is a slime ball from what they can see, and he's an ultimate opportunist. And that's okay because we followed those type of storylines down the road. Next match, we got Cole Raddick taking on Alley Catch. It was a really interesting match. I did not expect so much about it because, um, truth to be told, I thought this was be good, especially with Ali Catch, who I think she is a phenomenal wrestler, even when she steps up against guys, and she did an okay job. And of course, she won the match completely. Next match ended in no contest because it was Jimmy Lloyd versus Nick Wayne. However, G Raver showed up and told Nick Wayne to take a hike. So it appears that right now that this feud with Jimmy Lloyd continues to make waves, and he tries to burn his groin with paper using pages from the Bible. So basically, this rivalry between them continues to make things very difficult. Next match is a death match. We have Alex Colon versus Ricky Shane Page from um, the faction 440. Excuse me. When I mentioned a death match, RSP didn't give a damn about letting Alex Colon use the toys, like, the light bulbs, the chairs, whatever toy he can use to make him bleed. However, he ran like a coward when he tapped out. This is not the kind of win Alex Colon wanted, because he knows RSP, he doesn't give a damn what the fans want. But however, this is not the end of him and his scumbag friends, 440. The next match we have is the GCW Tag Team Championship between Second Gear Crew, our current champions, Matthew Justice and Matt Warner, taking on the other members of 440, Acticus Coger and what's his name, Eric Ryan. They even tried to attack them to ruin their moment. However, this match went balls to the wall. Matthew Justice brought whatever he can find to ensure they win the match, and that's exactly what they did. They don't back down from anything, despite the fact that Acticus Coger is a psychopath who loves to prove that he is the best deathmatch wrestler of all time. However, they did not win these tag titles, which is a good thing. The next match, we have Bobby Beverly of 440 taking on AJ Gray. I have to say, AJ Gray put him in his place, showing him. As you know, AJ Gray is part of the Team NDK because of the Art of War games taking place later on, and it kind of shows that he will be ready for them as soon as they get to that day. However, AJ Gray proved that he is the effing truth by defeating Bobby Beverly. The next match, we had Effie taking on another member of 440, Eddie Only. Eddie Only completely lost this match in a way. He thought he can bring that tough guy routine, but it did not work. So basically, this is like another tremendous loss for 440. The next match is another death match, and it was our main event. We got the King, the leader of NDK, Nick Gage, taking on Gregory Irons of 440. Now, this match could have gone in favor of Nick Gage, but if it wasn't 440 to got in the way and tried to allow for Gregory Irons to win. But however, Gregory Irons paid the price by becoming the sacrificial lamb when Team NDK, Second Gear Crew, AJ Gray, Effie, and of course Alex Colon took him out completely. He became the sacrificial lamb for 440. And all that these guys did is watch while they saw their friend, their compadre, their comrade, get his ass beat by MDK and the rest of his team. And this is going to be a very interesting. So this feud between MDK and 440 is now reaching a new heights, but I can't wait to see it at the Art of War games. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Coming up, we have AEW Dynamite. We even got another more recent event by GCW, collaborating with Black Label Pro, and called the Third Cup stuff. It took place also early this month on the 3rd of September. Also, two past events from two different Japanese promotions. We got DDT Pro Wrestling with the Ganbare Pro True Romance that took place on the 29th of May, and also another Stardom event, the Cinderella Tour in Sendai, that took place at late April, and I can't wait to review all of it just for all of you. But as it for now, I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day.